everybody, and welcome to Classic Country Backstories Live. I'm Colleen Gallagher, and this is Jim Gallagher. Thanks to everybody for watching this evening. To all of you who are following Classic Country Backstories, we sure do appreciate it. I hope everyone's staying cool. The heat's been pretty widespread across the country with heat indexes around 100 degrees in many places. So thank heavens we've gotten a little break in the weather here in Missouri. It's been 80 to 85 degrees during the day. So the last 2, 3 days anyway. So I never like to complain about the temps, especially in summer, but I definitely am. I was ready for the cool down. So I hope wherever you are, you're feeling some relief. So thanks to all of those who've been watching Classic Country Backstories. Thanks for commenting on the episodes and for giving me suggestions. We really do appreciate that. Uh, we're working hard to get more episodes out. And at this point, we're still dropping episodes every 3 weeks. We hope at some point to drop them more often. Uh, we had a little problem with an external drive last week, so we lost some of our content that we've been working on. Gave us a little setback, but we're getting back on track, and we truly love making new content. So, however, it is a lot of work, but stay tuned because there's a lot more coming up for you all. All right. We read your comments and we do listen to what you have to say. We appreciate that. With that having been said, we're up to 1,880 subscribers, which is really exciting. May not seem a lot to the YouTubers that have 1 million subscribers, but they all start somewhere. So we're excited. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It really helps us out. It's totally free to do it. And all you have to do is create a YouTube account, which is also free. You just go to YouTube, create an account just like you would Facebook or anything else. Don't have to put anything on it. But then you can watch, and also whatever you do watch is saved in your history. So that's kind of a neat thing. But you can go to any episode and hit the subscribe button, helping and sharing episodes. And the channel also helps us out a great deal. Some of our most recent episodes is Marty Robbins, our dear friend Leona Williams, and Johnny Horton. And we've also started doing a little section of the stories behind the #1 hits. So we hope you're enjoying that series, and we plan to release a whole lot more of those as well. So uh, now on to some country music news. Um, Country legend Jeannie Seeley passed away Friday, August 1st, of an intestinal infection at the Summit Medical Center in Hermitage, Tennessee. She was 85 years old. She had been on hospice for a short time, and we know she was surrounded by loved ones at the time of her passing. Jeannie lost her husband, Eugene Ward, last December to cancer and had been battling health problems ever since the beginning of 2025. She's had multiple surgeries this spring, including back surgeries to repair her vertebrae and 2 emergency abdominal surgeries. Um, Jeannie was a trailblazer in country music. She first found success in 1966 with her chart topping song, Don't Touch Me. She joined the Grand Ole Opry in 1967 and made more performances at the Grand Ole Opry than any other performer, with 5,397. Um, she also had an extremely successful career with Jack Green. Um, it's been amazing to see all the tributes that's been out there on Facebook and YouTube. Um, all the pouring out of love and prayers for her family in social media. So, Jim, you had the honor of backing her, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Was down at Nelson's Theater here locally in Farmington. It was a great show. I tell you, when she lit into Don't Touch Me, it would just made the hair stand up on your arms. And, we did all of her other hits, and it was just a very cool experience. And she was so sweet and so kind. We got to talk a little bit after the show, and she was just very sweet lady. Loved it.
Oh, and she did do some amazing work with Jack Green as well. Their duets were just incredible. Um, for the past almost 2 years, we had been working with Jeannie's publicity agent, Beverly Mosier, to try to get an interview with her, but it just wasn't in the cards. Her first her husband was very ill, and then he passed. We wanted to give Jeannie some time before we made contact again, and during that time, her health began to decline. I've been working on an episode about her life and career for quite some time. We've just been holding off finishing that episode to see how it would work with the interview. Um, our thoughts and prayers go out to Jeannie Seeley's family, Opry family, and friends. She was a true treasure to country music, and we will all miss her dearly. Rest in peace, Miss Jeannie Seeley. I guess I'll go ahead and get all the distressing news out of the way.
Hold
At
on
the
a second. We've got some comments coming in. Are you switched over to your comment side, or are you on the?
Oh, I've gotta do that. Oh, I do see some. That's
It
awesome.
says my mic is not working.
Oh,
Good old technical difficulties.
good old technical difficulties. Jim's mic is not working. Is that what? Is it Jim's or is it? Yeah,
Yeah. Hold on.
he's working on it to see if he can get it moving.
Says it's working.
Is it working now? Can somebody give me a heads up if he's coming through now or not?
Can you hear me now? Go ahead.
Okay. I'll go ahead. He says no, it's not working. I appreciate you, James, for doing letting us know what's going on so that we can get things. He'll work. I'm going to go ahead and go on a little bit um, while he is working on that. Um, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna try to get all the distressing news out of our program first, and then we'll move on from there to some more uplifting news. Benny Birchfield passed away on Saturday, August the 2nd. Um, after a brief time in hospice care. Now, Benny was married to Jean Shepherd. Benny was also the third vocal part in the Osborne brothers for many years. Our condolences go out to Benny's family. Wanted to show you a picture I have. I didn't have time to upload it, but this is, let's see here. Let me take this down. I'm going to show you this picture. And Benny is over here. This was in March of 1975, a picture where I did a bunch of shows with the Osborne brothers. So there was me in 1975, but this was Benny Birchfield. Um, and we knew he'd been sick. We had talked to Hawkshaw Hawkins Jr. I heard something happen. Is it working now? Say
Can you
something.
hear me now?
Oh, you're really loud now.
Hold on.
Let me see if I can take you down
I
here.
got you. I
You
got it.
got it? Okay. And
Is that better?
usually he's really quiet, so I
How
like
about
the
now?
I can hear you.
Better?
James, can you hear us now? Or can you hear him now? That's good, he
That's
said.
good. Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Sorry.
your help. We appreciate that. We got to give a shout out to classic country music shows. It is another one. It's one of our friends that has another YouTube channel. He is releasing a lot of great content on classic country. So you have to make sure to go to that and then um, give me your other. I know what I know. You have another YouTube channel which we watch it as well, and I can't think of it on the top of my head, but I want to make sure to give you all a plug because there's nobody putting out content like you're putting out right now, and we appreciate it and we watch it all the time. So we want to make sure and give you a plug so that people know you're out there. Um, but yes, we've been talking to Hawkshaw Hawkins Jr., which that was Benny was his stepfather, and we knew he was sick. So condolences go out to their family. Classic country music shows. It's Jamester's Classic Oldies channel. That's the other one, and It is a fabulous channel as well. So
Yes.
if you like all things classic country, go check it out. They're both great channels. We really do love the content, and we kind of work together. I think what we do kind of complements each other. So we do appreciate the fact that somebody else is out there helping us to sustain traditional country music in this day and time. So, Jim, what have
Yes.
you got? We're going through. We just went through Benny's passing. You want to talk to us about Helen Cornelius?
Yeah. Helen Cornelius just passed away at the age of 83. She was best known for her duet with Jim Ed Brown, which was a number one in 1976, I Don't Want to Have to Marry You. Also in 1977, they won the CMA Vocal Duo of the Year. She was born in Hannibal, Missouri, and she was buried July 25th at the Williamson Funeral Home in Franklin, Tennessee. And Colleen, I think you had the chance to work with her, didn't you?
I did. I did. Here, let me show you this picture. I did not have time to download it, but I will put it up here so you can see it. There's a picture of me and Helen. Did several shows with her. She is a Missouri girl from Hannibal, Missouri. That's where she was born and raised. And when I worked with her, this was one of the shows that I did with her back in 1975. Thank heavens, my sweet mama always wrote on the back of these pictures so that I know what these were. But um, I remember doing a show with her, and we were running late for the show, and her husband was driving us in a van. And I remember my mom wanting to hide under the seat because he was driving about 85, 90 miles an hour to try to get us to the show on time. So but we did several shows with Helen. She was a very kind, very sweet lady, very talented, and she was beautiful. I just can't get over, how beautiful she was, and she remained beautiful throughout her life. So, and a wonderful singer. She had a range like nobody's business. So we will miss Helen, and condolences and prayers go out to her family and all of her fans. Um, so that's, I mean, I'm really glad to that we were able to get some pictures or something, get some information on her. Um,
Yeah.
oh yeah, okay. So James says he has a new channel just started last week called Country Music City USA that contains nothing but Grand Ole Opry shows. So that one's yours too. We have subscribed to that.
Wow. Yeah.
He's busy.
Great stuff.
Great stuff. It's dry. He drops stuff really fast, and it's an awesome setup that you have. We really do appreciate that. Guys, go out and see this stuff. If you want to keep traditional country music going, that this is the way to do it at this point in time. There's still a big demand for it, and I think the more that we support that, the better it's going to be. So, want to give you some more stories, a little bit of a headline. I know that um, back in March this year, we did episodes on George Jones. The first one was a biography of George Jones that was taken mainly from his book and from Nancy Jones' book. But then on March 24th, we dropped an interview with Nancy Jones. Um, and when I was first given the contact information for for Nancy Jones, I was given Jim. That one picture dropped out, and I don't know why.
I've got to pull it up.
Okay, um, but when I first got the information for Nancy Jones, I was given a name and phone number for Kirk West. Um, I was a little more than surprised that Nancy was still affiliated with him. Kirk was part of the George Jones Museum that was opened in April of 2015 and closed in December of 2021. However, sometime during that period, Kirk West was arrested and charged and pled guilty to federal fraud charges in September of 2016 when he inflated his income to secure properties around Nashville. Now, West went to prison for 2 years and was fined nearly $1 million. I later learned that Nancy paid off his debt along with his legal fees with the promise that he would pay her back. So I did not know him in any way or form, just from what we saw with those media releases back whenever he was arrested. When I was in contact with Kirk West, he was kind and he was professional, and he worked with me to set up an interview with Nancy. Although we had rescheduled three different times due to things that came up for us that was out of our control. We had a death in the family and we had some other things going that we had to continue rescheduling. And finally, we set up an interview to talk to Nancy online. In the meantime, I read Nancy's book, Playing Possum: My Memories of George Jones. In the book, Nancy talked uh, of Kirk
You,
West and how he had saved her life. What
you
were
can
you?
pull that article up now.
Okay. Um, yeah, she sang his praises because she said that she would not have been alive. She got COVID, was in the hospital, went through a lot of difficult times, and almost died several times. But she credited Kirk West with saving her life. Um, so um, Nancy talked how Kirk West, how good he was to her, and I could tell that she was indebted to him. But I never realized that they were romantically involved. That was never a subject that came up. No reason for it to be. Um, I did, however, assume that she had him living with her, since she had told me that she could no longer drive or walk long distances. Um, I don't remember what he told me or what she told me, but I knew there were obvious signs that he was living there and he was taking care of her. And she seemed very grateful. Um, I knew that West was much younger than Nancy. I learned later that he was 18 years younger than her. So I knew there was an age difference, but I just assumed that he was taking care of her, and I sang his praises as well. Um, but I guess I assumed, and we all know what happens when we assume. During the interview I did with Nancy, I praised Kirk's way that he helped her based on my dealings with him and what I had read in Nancy's book. At the end of the interview, I talked with Nancy and Kirk, and we decided we would get together when we were in Nashville again. I hadn't spoke to Kurt or Nancy since that point. Um, then the news came. Kirk was arrested at the Nashville airport on June 28th this year, a few weeks ago. He had apparently stolen $400,000 from Nancy Jones' safe, along with almost $12 million in cryptocurrency, which is valued just a few days ago at $17 million. He is currently in jail with $1 million cash bond, and the court date is set for October 23rd. Nancy had apparently suspected him of being unfaithful to her and kicked him out of the house after noticing the money was missing. He told her that he would give her $5 million back, but that was all she was getting. After more research, I realized that Kirk West had originally met her only 4 months after George Jones' passing in April of 2013, when she put her home up for sale. He came to see the house with a group of investors saying they were interested in buying the property. Kirk began texting Nancy in support of her grief from George Jones, and they struck up a friendship. She felt sorry for West when she eventually found out that he never owned a home of his own and that he was penniless. He didn't have anything. So she gave him his own wing of her house, but let him move over to her side of the house the following month. According to the court documents, she bankrolled their life together, took him on vacations, and even bought a new Mercedes Benz for Wes to drive. Now, folks, I'm still reeling from this one. I have really prided myself on being a good judge of character, but this has me rethinking things. Of course, I didn't know the backstory of how they met. I went solely on my conversations with Kirk. Like I said, he was always kind, he was always professional. I had no reason to doubt anything about him. And I also based my opinions on Nancy's book, which I figured when I read George and Nancy's books to use as resources for their stories, I figured they were the most truthful. So I didn't want to go out to people that were saying whatever. I know there are a lot of stories on George Jones and a lot of true ones, but we wanted to make sure that we got the most accurate stories we could possibly get. With that being said, I'm asking for everybody to keep Nancy Jones in your thoughts and your prayers. Just kind of crazy, isn't it, Jim?
It's
You were involved too, so
it's unbelievable. You
yeah.
just don't know people, you
No,
know.
no, that is
It's
for sure.
just uh,
Okay, now that we've gotten the big elephant out of the room here, on to some happier news. Jim, what do you have?
well, the Opry is celebrating 100 years. Let's bring this up. Where'd you go?
I'm right here.
There you go.
Peekaboo.
If you'll bring that screen up, the Opry is celebrating their 100th anniversary, and they've released an album, or they're getting ready to release an album called "Greatest Country," the 100 Greatest Country Songs. In January, they kicked it off with a special celebration for Dolly for her 79th birthday. In March, they did a NBC TV special in which 50 members of the Opry sang "I Will Always Love You" as a tribute to Carl Dean, who had just passed away. There are more tribute shows scheduled, and they're titled "Tribute to the Trailblazers." Loretta and Johnny Cash and June Carter Cash and Charlie Daniels. The upcoming shows are August 12th will be Porter Wagner, September 16th will be Bill Monroe, and on October 18th they will have two shows in honor of Roy Acuff and Minnie Pearl. You can get your tickets at Opry.com.
Awesome. That is awesome. So, what else, do you have anything else for us right now?
Sure. Uh, I believe John Michael Montgomery has announced his final tour, final show. It'll be at Lexington, Kentucky at the Rupp Arena, December 12th. Special guest will include his brother, Eddie Montgomery from Montgomery Gentry, uh, his son, Walker, and his son in law, Travis. Tickets are on sale now, so make sure if you're a John Michael fan, make sure you check that out. All the good ones are retiring or passing away, or it's just like we're losing all of them.
It's kind of sad. I know. There.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that the other day. There are not very many left. From like the '60s, from the 1960s Opry. You've got
yeah,
Bill Anderson. I mean, he's been in there the whole time. Of course, Jeannie, she made all those appearances on the Opry the last few years. She was there almost every week.
yeah,
Of course, we got Connie Smith. She's still there. She is just a country institution on her own. So,
yeah.
um, but there's just not many out there anymore that are
No,
constantly, especially at the Opry, getting to make the Opry appearances. Um, and it's hard. A lot of these guys, I mean, I know like Bill Anderson will make personal appearances once in a while outside of Nashville, but most of his, I think, are Opry appearances as well now. But he's still writing. We see him on Facebook all the time. We saw him today, didn't we?
Yes.
He's been writing with somebody, so he's always going. He's got several Opry appearances scheduled, so that's pretty cool. But
Yeah. Somebody needs to take Bill and Willie Nelson, Connie Smith, all these people, and wrap them in bubble wrap so that nothing happens to them because
that's right.
we're losing too many
That's
of our
right.
good ones.
That's right. Well, and I just started reading Willie's book. I think it's called "It's a Long Story." And if you haven't read it, oh my gosh! I mean, I'm only in chapter 2, but it's such a great book so far, and he's such a positive human being. I have so much respect for him and his writing, and and hearing his kids talk about him. I watched a podcast actually on. I watched Joe Rogan, and Lucas Nelson was on there, and hearing him talk about his dad was just an amazing thing. So yeah,
Yeah, he's amazing too.
yeah,
He puts on a great show.
he is still out there. He's still working. He doesn't do a lot of shows now, but he is still out working. So
Yeah.
yeah, keep Willie in your prayers. Keep Bill in your prayers. You know I'm sure they can use it. So um, recently, I wanted the last week. Jim and I were in Nashville. We spent the first part
Yay.
of the week with some family, with Jim's cousins. Um, and we had such a good time with them. It was great. We were downtown, which typically we don't stay downtown, but thanks thanks to Bob, our sweet cousin Bob, he got us set up, didn't he?
Got
So
us hooked up with some nice rooms.
that's right. Bob, Burchett, and Sandy, and then Debbie and Ken Mackley. They were with us, and we spent 3 really great days doing some running. And we did that hop on, hop off trolley, and that is great, folks. If you're going to Nashville and you just don't know where to start, you don't know what to do, and you may not want to spend your whole time on Broadway. Um, would you not? I would highly suggest that tour. I think it's great.
It's it's called Old Town Trolley Tours.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I got the guitar pick
I
guy here.
forgot about that. That's awesome. But it takes you to 13 different locations. That starts like
Yeah,
at 9 in the morning, goes to like 4 in the afternoon. And you can the driver gives you history of things along the trolley route, but then they stop, like I said, 13 different locations. They stop at the Parthenon, stop at the Country Music Hall of Fame, they stop at the Ryman. And you can get off and spend as much time as you want because the trolley comes by at least every 15 minutes at each one of those spots. So if you want to get off, go see something, then get back on it, it's great. Then you go to the next place. But I feel like for somebody who really doesn't know what to do in Nashville, other than going to Broadway, that is a really good starting option, I would say.
yeah.
So, and I mean, and you don't have to get off at any of the trolley stops that you don't want to. And if you're just tired and you want to ride, it's an open air trolley. You can just ride. And we did that some while we were down there. So,
Yeah, we rode the whole route for the first, hour and a half just to see what it was and to hear the stories. And then we picked the spots that we wanted to get off at. So that's kind of the way to do it.
yeah. Yeah, it opens up to me. It opened up as many years. I've been going to Nashville for 51 years. Um, but it showed me things that I had never seen before. So, and there are some new things that, the Gulch is an area that is down there, and it's down by Station Inn downtown. And that area has been turned into kind of a eating, shopping little area. It's very nice and clean, and it's a great place to walk. And so that's it was great to see that, um, but the Parthenon, like I said, there was the Parthenon. There are shopping places they take you to, and then one of the things that we did, as many times as we've been to Nashville and we've been to shows at the Ryman, we had never taken a Ryman tour. So we did take a tour of the Ryman as part
We took
of
a
that.
Ryman tour.
There you
Went
go.
with
Yeah, there's the picture of Jim and I on the Opry stage at the Ryman. And what I would suggest to you though is if you're going to do that, what I didn't think about it. You could get discounts for the tour, but
from the
through
trolley.
from the trolley, yes.
Yeah,
But if I were you, I would suggest that you would take the guided tour. We didn't. We
yeah,
just got the regular tour where we walked around ourselves. If you do it yourself, if you do it with the guided tour, you get to go backstage. They give you all the history. So uh, I think it would definitely be worth seeing it. But the Ryman has
yes.
such a special feeling to it. It's just amazing. We've got a lot of footage of the Ryman. Um, and then we also, while we were there, uh, we saw Ricky Skaggs, didn't we? We
Yes,
saw
we
him.
did.
He has everything. Yes. Well, Jim's cousins, Sandy and Debbie, their maiden name was Skaggs, and we all do ancestry, and they found out that he was part
He's
of their
our
family.
he's our seventh cousin, I think.
Yeah. So that was really cool. So they took the family tree to him. We saw the show. The show was fabulous. I
Yes,
mean, it doesn't. I'm telling you, even if you are not a big follower of bluegrass music, he is definitely worth seeing. Am I right about that?
yes. Those boys are not human.
No, they're incredible musicians. The bluegrass stuff is great. He also worked back in some of his hits from back when he was doing country music. So
Yes,
so, so he did.
late late '80s, early '90s, all that good stuff. Heartbroke, Country Boy, all that stuff that he made back in the '90s. He did all that stuff. It was great.
Oh yeah, yeah. I really we really enjoyed the show. We enjoyed it so much, and afterwards, Debbie and Sandy got to go talk to him, get an autograph, of course, and get pictures taken with him. And he was so kind to them. He went through the family tree and he looked at it. And he's like, "This is my grandfather, and this is my great grandfather," and all that. So it was just really a cool time. Hey,
Yeah.
Greg, how are you doing?
Greg Harned's in the house.
It is good to see you, buddy. I appreciate you being with us this evening. We also wanted to let you know, for those of you who are interested, um, Broadway's still going strong, stronger than ever, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
From what I could see, I think on weekends now they've actually blocked the streets off a couple of the blocks so that it's easier for the traffic to not be as congested downtown because it is really, really congested in Broadway all the time anymore.
Every
Uh,
day.
yes, yeah. So the crowds are bigger than they've ever been, but now also back when Garth and Trisha opened their place, which is like a 4-floor building with restaurants and music on about every floor. Um, they also set up an area for a police station there next to them. So there are police always there. Um, and they ride around on side by sides. It's kind of interesting to watch, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I feel like it gives you a little bit of a safer feeling down there. I mean, I honestly, since they have revitalized Broadway, I've never felt unsafe on Broadway. I think you got to be a little careful, watch your wallets, watch your purses, anywhere you go where there are that many people. But Broadway's still a great place. They don't play a ton of traditional country music anymore. I mean, there's a lot of varieties of music, and we love all varieties of music. Um, there's room for everything out there. So, uh, but as far as traditional country music, you don't hear a whole lot once in a while. So, um, but if you want to see, if you go to Nashville, you have to see Broadway. If you've never seen it, you have to see it. Um, you could go during the daytime, and it's not quite as bad.
It's
It's still busy.
not as bad. No.
No, no. And I would suggest if you're concerned, like being downtown at night when it's dark, to go during the daytime and see what you want to see down there. But like I said, at night, I don't feel like it's bad either, and it's probably a lot better now that there is a police station down there. It makes me feel like it's a little safer anyway. So I'm
Yes.
reading Greg's comment. Skaggs is an unbelievable musician and vocalist. I saw him with Bruce Boughton, Ray Flack, just unbelievable show. Oh yeah, I remember those days. He really still is amazing, just amazing. So,
Yeah.
yeah, he's definitely worth seeing, and I would love to go see him again. So,
We also we also went to the Musicians Hall of Fame, which was really incredible. We hadn't been in probably what
it,
15 years,
it
and
was pretty new. It had only been around a year or two when we went.
yeah,
So,
and they didn't have a whole lot of exhibits, on display, but now they have got. Just be prepared to spend at least 2 hours
oh
in
yeah,
there because
yeah.
we did, and we
Mhm.
kind of flew through it. But you need to see it if you're any genre of music. It's not just country; it's all genres of music. They have the Muscle Shoals sound. They have
Yeah.
uh, Sun Records. Just every genre of music. They have displays on
Mhm.
all musicians that have played a part in creating the music that we grew up in. We
Oh
grew
yeah,
up with.
yeah. Yeah, it is really something to see, and it's amazing how they've expanded it, um, as time's gone. It's in the Municipal Auditorium downtown off of James Robertson Parkway in Nashville, and that is a huge building. It's also a concert venue. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a big
and
auditorium.
it's still very active. They have uh, soccer games there. They have basketball games,
Mhm.
uh, all kinds of stuff.
I shouldn't admit this because we're on a country program, but I saw David Lee Roth there in 1988.
I'm
So
sorry.
but it's a big auditorium. Also, Municipal Auditorium is where Fanfare was staged from about
Yes.
1973 until about 1979, 80, something like that. And it just got to the point where as big as that auditorium is, there's not a lot of parking down there. I mean, there is now, but there wasn't then. There was a lot of street parking, and it just got to be too big to be downtown. So at that point, Fanfare for the next several years moved out to the fairgrounds and was held out there. But uh, it is a huge auditorium. I don't know how many people it holds, but
Yeah.
like I said, and that's not even including the section that is used for the Musicians Hall of Fame. So make sure you're down there. You're looking for something to do. It is definitely a place. It's also a stop on that tour that we're telling
Yes.
you about. They do stop there as well, but
And you can get discount tickets through the trolley stop on that.
yes. And I didn't think to drop it in here, but the Ryman, the Ernest Tubbs Record Shop, the
Oh
new
yeah,
sign went up last week, and it looks fantastic. The
yeah,
Ernest Tubb Record Shop closed in 2022, but it's being renovated and planning to reopen this fall. So um, it's not going to be exactly like the old record shop, but it's in the old record shop space. And the new one will include a 4-story bar while embracing and paying tribute to its founder, Ernest Tubb. And I'm excited to know it's opening back up. When it closed down,
yes,
and it was closed, for long enough that it was making me a little bit nervous that it wasn't going to open back up. But now there's lots of work going on inside. Um, and they are feverishly working to get it open. So I'm so excited about that. And also, one of the investors is Ernest Tubb's grandson, Ernest Tubb III. So he is probably one of the big driving forces behind getting that open back up and paying homage to Grandpa. So uh, Ernest Tubb was an amazing human being. And he had it was the oldest running radio show besides the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah,
So it is up and going. The Midnight Jamboree is still going.
yeah,
But it is going to return back, from what I understand, it's going to return back to the Ernest Tubb Record Shop, which I think would be fantastic. So,
yeah.
um,
When it was at the Troubadour out in Music Valley Drive. We got to play with Ron and Leona a few times out there.
yeah, we did do that. We did it a few
Yeah,
times, and that was it's
yeah,
always so great to get to work with them, um, and great to do the Midnight Jamboree. It still
yeah,
brings it to me. It still makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck to know that was a thing. And I was blessed enough to get to do the Midnight Jamboree twice when Ernest Tubb was alive. Um, and he was just such a kind man, and he was very caring about the people that was on his shows. And it's funny, where the Troubadour is. Next door to it is where one of the record shops, once it expanded, and I think it was the second or third record shop to open for Ernest Tubb, but he was there in that building for years, and up
mhm,
until he could no longer perform anymore. And the Midnight Jamboree was hosted out of there for several years, and I performed there at that one, and then I also won downtown. I was never fortunate enough to get to do the original one that they are redoing now, um, but you and I went back to see it. The building is now a flea market, basically, or
yeah. But the
it's a
bus,
shop. Yeah,
the
and
bus is still in there because they can't get it out.
that's right. His bus is still inside. It's on display. Doesn't cost anything to go through. I think they have a donation thing out there if you want
Yeah,
to donate. Um, but I had, I'm just so thrilled we got to go in there and uh, and walk around. It looks totally different now, but uh, I could still go back to the back and see where that backstage entrance was. And I remember being a kid
yeah.
and getting ready to do my performance and standing back there with Dave Thornhill, Loretta Lynn's guitar player. So kind of neat that it's still there and you can still see it. But like you said, they can't get the bus in or out because they built the building around the bus. So the
Yeah,
front, yeah,
they would have to take the whole front of the building off to get it out because,
yes.
like you said, they built the building around the bus, and if you go in, you'll see the drop ceiling is catered up over the top of the bus.
And the bus is very old. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a much loved bus, let's put it that way. But it's definitely worth going in and see it. Like I said, it's free of
Oh
charge.
yeah.
Go in and see that bus. I think that was probably like one of his original, the old buses.
Yeah.
Uh, but you can see the names of some of the band members on the cabinets above the booths and all that stuff, so you can see where he slept, and it's just really a neat thing, and I'm glad that it's still there. I'm
Yeah.
glad they're still allowing people to go through it. So,
We still go through it every time we go down there.
well, yeah, we can't go there and not. So, um, but it's pretty neat. And by the way, that is out on Music Valley Drive. It's outside of town.
Yes.
If you are Music Valley Drive by the Grand Ole Opry is a place to hear traditional country music.
Yes.
Places like the Troubadour, Music City Bar and Grill, the Nashville Palace. Um, they also have some at the scoreboard down there. So it's a
Mhm.
conglomerate of restaurant clubs down there, um, that you can go into. They're great
Yes.
places to eat in that area,
Yes. Great.
including, yeah,
The scoreboard has excellent food.
they do.
I've
They do.
never had a bad meal there,
No,
and it's not as congested down there as it is
right.
downtown
It's
too.
it's
So
yeah, it's a little easier to drive. It's a little easier to drive at night, especially out there. You don't have to
yeah.
fight with the traffic and all of that. But you can go to the Opry and see an Opry show and still go to any of those other places when you get done.
And
Um,
sometimes even some of the Opry stars pop in at Music City Bar and Grill after their show at the Opry. You never
yeah,
know who you're going to see. Zach
yes,
Tops popped in a couple there times,
Yeah.
after his Opry show. And while we were down there, Rhonda Vincent came over and jumped up on stage and did one.
Yes.
So you just never know who you're going to see.
No, no, that's what, and we go. I like to go uh, on Wednesday nights out there. On Wednesday nights and
Yeah,
Thursday nights, the Music City Playboys play out there. One of my favorite singers in Nashville, probably my favorite singer in Nashville, is Damon Gray, and he
yeah.
plays with the Music City Playboys. He's an incredible singer. He's been down there for a long time. He's done a lot of stuff, but he plays with them. Phenomenal singer. Rusty Danmeyer, steel guitar player. He's played with Leanne Rhymes, Leanne Womack. He's done all sorts of stuff. And you could he pops on TV. You see him on TV all the time. I was laugh. I remember one night watching them down there, and there's a TV on. I don't. The TVs aren't in there anymore, but he's
No,
playing, and he looks up at the TV, and he sees himself playing with Leanne Rhymes, and he's laughing.
it was a
So
replay of
yeah,
an older Opry show,
yeah.
and
So he plays, he's incredible. William Bagby, he's a hotshot guitar player. He's a young guy and he's an amazing guitar player. Great guy. He's been with them for several years. I mean, we've seen him kind of come up there in that area. He's been there for
yeah,
several years now. Joey Schmidt, and Joey has played. He just actually got off the road with, Alan Jackson retired, and he was with Alan for like 20 years.
yeah,
He was with Keith Whitley during his whole successful career. He started out with Tom T. Hall. He played with Vince Gill. He's just a great piano player. Great piano player.
yeah.
So, and then Randy Mason on drums, and Randy played for Merle
Merle
Haggard.
Haggard. Yeah,
So, and he's been a staple at Music Valley Drive, period, for a lot of years. He plays there and at the Palace. His brother is Mr. Brent Mason, who, if you listen to country music at all for the last, what, 30 years probably
30
or close
years.
to,
Yeah.
he's playing on most of those sessions. He's a great guitar player, but
Yeah.
that's Randy's brother. Um,
Okay, Jamester's making me hungry now. He's talking about food. He said he's back. He had to get his meatloaf on, and now he's and now he's talking about eating at the Cracker Barrel out there. There's one out
yeah,
there in Music Valley Drive.
that's
Yeah.
right.
So,
That's right. And we ate at Music Valley Drive's Cracker Barrel, and who was sitting across from us?
Daryl Worley.
That's right. Daryl Worley was in there. So you never
Yeah.
know who you're going to see in there. That place, and I'm told Bob Evans is like that too. So if you want to
Yeah.
see some of the more traditional people, that's kind of where they
Yeah.
hang out more at Music Valley Drive. Sometimes they pop in after an Opry show or before and get up
Yeah.
on one of these stages and set in. So, I mean, to me, it's just a great area. We went to the Nashville Palace. We saw Pam Miller, who's an incredible singer. Her band was really, really good.
Yeah.
Of course, if you've ever spent any time at the Nashville Palace, Becky Henson plays out there, and she's our buddy and great bass player and
She's
singer.
getting ready to have a birthday bash, I think, out there.
She is. She definitely is. And
I don't
she's
I don't know how she puts up with Steve though. He just
oh,
no
Steve Henson. Yeah.
no Steve's my buddy. We have a lot of fun on stage when we play together
Yes.
with
Steve Henson.
working with Max. We did the Vernfest shows with him, and
Yep.
gosh, we had a ball back there. I thought we were going to get kicked off the stage a couple times.
And I kept looking around. You two were cutting up pretty good back
We were
there.
having fun.
Yeah. But and he's an incredible steel guitar player. Great steel guitar player. He's out with, is it Marshall Tucker right now?
Marshall Tucker, yeah,
Yeah. And he's a great guitar player too. So
yeah,
yeah, but like I said, those people that do the traditional stuff, you're going to catch them most of the time. Another place to go though, I have to say for downtown too, is the local. Steve Henson plays at the local. Um,
yeah.
and that's there, and now there are more than one. There is one
There's
downtown.
there's one in Hendersonville too.
Yes, which we have not been to, and I'm kind of
Yeah,
looking forward to checking that out when we get
yeah,
the chance to go back. So, um, yeah, how Greg Harnett said that uh, he ran into Grandpa Jones at the Cracker Barrel. Oh yeah, Yep. Ricky Skaggs eats there. You're right about that. Yep. And like Jamester says,
They
don't
have good
forget.
catfish.
Yeah, their
Yes.
catfish is really good.
Anything good at
Well,
Cracker
you were talking about putting meatloaf on there. Meatloaf is really good too.
Barrel.
So their chicken and dumplings, you just can't go wrong with Cracker Barrel. I don't think.
Man, I'm getting hungry.
I know. I don't think we ate early enough. We'll have to get something to eat when
No.
we get off of here. But um, also, make sure though, like I said, if you're going to go out to Music Valley Drive to check out those places, if you want to look ahead of time, usually their Facebooks. I know Music Valley Drive and Palace both have. I'm sure Scoreboard has a Facebook as well. They do, don't they? I know
Uh,
their schedules posted.
It's it's easier to find their schedules on their websites.
Is
Uh,
it
yeah, that's what
okay?
I ran into trying to find some stuff.
Well, and
I'll be right
also,
back.
okay. Also, it's easier um, to check closer to the time of going. Schedules can change. They have bands that play on set nights, um, but sometimes that changes because a lot of these musicians play with uh, other people, major stars sometimes, and they're on the road. Um, so they sometimes their schedules have to change. So make sure that you check if you have somebody specific you want to see. But I know typically, like I said, uh, Music City Bar and Grill usually has the Music City Playboys. And I know Damon Gray plays with them on Wednesday nights. He's my favorite. I'm just partial, so I love to hear him sing. But no matter who they've got singing, they always have great singers. And Rhonda Vincent likes to go hang out with them too. So um, also, just want to pass on some information. We had breakfast with Hawkshaw Hawkins Jr. while we were in Nashville. We love him so much. We did this first show um, a year and a half ago. Well, we started the YouTube channel on Hawkshaw Hawkins, and then we ended up doing one on Gene Shepard. So we did interviews with him for his mom and his dad, and he was so gracious to us, and we ended up becoming really good friends with Hawk. So we always try to get with him when we're home, and like I said, we knew that Benny, his stepdad, was not doing well at all, and I really want you to keep that family in your prayers because I know it's tough um, for both Hawk and Donnie that he was their father figure after their daddy died and Jean remarried, and then they also have um, Jean has a son with Benny as well, so. Um, I think his name's Corey, I think, but make sure and keep them in your prayers right now. Um, but as far as Hawk, we had a good visit with him, and I've talked to him again about coming back on and doing another interview. Now that we kind of know us, he said there were a couple things he wanted to, I guess, to add to the show or change or whatever. So, um, but we're so excited that the episodes that we uh, did with his mom and dad are like two of the highest shows that we have as far as views that we uh, have had to this point. We're talking like almost 56,000 views for Gene Shepard. I think somewhere around 35,000 for Hawkshaw Hawkins. The other top one was Bill Anderson. So we have a lot more that are out there if you've not seen them. Um, we have on Mel Street, we have Daryl Singletary, we have Dottie West. There are just tons of them that we've done. And I feel like it's good information. So hopefully, hopefully we will keep growing this channel as time goes. It's a lot of work, and it's a slow process, but we love what we're doing, and we hope to keep doing it and keep expanding, and we hope to the fellowship that we have with people like Jamester that does the classic country music shows uh, and his programs that he has out there, that we can keep it going. Country Music City, USA, the Grand Ole Opry shows, and that, and then Jamester's Classic Oldies channel. That's awesome. We also need to give a big shout out for Greg Harned for his show, along with Kurt Cook and Greg's brother Kevin Harned. They have a really wonderful YouTube channel, and it's really different. You want to tell about that a little bit, Jim?
It's heartlandhotrods.com is their website, and they have a YouTube channel called Heartland Hot Rods,
Hmm.
and they feature all classic cars. So you need to check it out if you like classic cars, and it's good stuff. They've got a lot of content out. They're filming a lot of content. Uh, it's really good stuff. So check them out. Heartland Hot Rods.
Heartland Hot Rods. I'm telling you, I like old cars, but I didn't realize how much I liked old cars till I'd see their show, and then we love them. We watch them.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg, you're so sweet. Not only is country classic backstories great, you both are incredible musicians as well as you a singer, Colleen. Thank you so much, Greg. You know we love you guys so much. We enjoy getting to play some music. We've gotten to play some music with Greg over the years, and we hope there's more to come. So
Oh yeah,
we
definitely.
uh really enjoying it, But um
Oh
but there's been a lot going on, folks. It's been busy. Country music world has been busy. I feel like some of the classic countries may be gaining a little ground now with people like Zach Top out there.
yeah, yeah.
I'm loving it. I
Do
am
you
loving
want to talk about our show next year with Max in Nashville? I've got that up.
Absolutely. Yes. Let me pull this up. Jim and I we have our band Route 67 that we travel with locally here. We do mostly local stuff here in Southeast Missouri. But we travel with Max T. Barnes, and he is a Nashville songwriter. Him and his dad wrote 33 number one hits in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. So, and Max has taken us to Ireland a few times, and he actually just got back today. I think this evening he was coming back from a trip from 2 weeks of touring over there, and it's been really good. Well, in March he is going to be bringing up. He's going to be bringing a tour of Irish folks over here, so that we can show them how it's done, how Nashville does things, so excited. It's going to be from March the 4th through the 10th. The group is going to be. So if we have any Irish friends out there that are watching, make sure that you get in on this. You can go to Max T. Barnes. You can go to Ryan Turner's page. They have all the information that you need to try and um, to get a hold of them. I'm trying to pull this up real quick so I can see.
Or I just put the schedule up. If you'll
I
bring that up.
Okay, let me see here. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they can see that schedule. Um, Hold on a second. I'm trying to look because they're going to fly over on the 4th of March, and there's going to be something going on every day through Tuesday, March the 10th, when you're going to be and you're going to be flying back on Wednesday, the 11th. So I think it's going to be a great, great thing to see. But we're going to be over there, and we're going to be doing a show um, with some special guests in Nashville. So it's going to be at the world famous Troubadour, I believe. So make sure to come see us the 4th through the 10th in Nashville for that. Come see what Max is doing. Brian Turner is an incredible keyboard player, singer. His son's an amazing steel guitar player. They are going to be here, or I say here, but they're going to be in Nashville, and we're going to be with them in Nashville. So, um, you are right about that, Jamester, that Look at Us was written by Max D. Barnes, which is Max T's daddy, and Vince Gill. The same year, now a little trivia here, but a little information. The same year that Look at Us was nominated for CMA Song of the Year, so was Love Me by Colin Ray. And Love Me was written by Max T. Barnes and Skip Ewing. And so the first time in history a father and son were up against each other for an award like that. And his daddy and Vince Gill won for Look at Us. They got CMA Song of the Year. So, and Max's daddy got it 2 years before that, I believe, with Chiseled in
Yes.
Stone. So, um, they're they're just some great songs to be heard. That's How Your Love Makes Me Feel Inside is a Diamond Rio hit. Let Go of the Stone, John Anderson. There's so many. Before You Kill Us All, Randy Travis.
Night
Those
to Remember,
Night to
Joe
Remember.
Diffie.
Yeah, that's Max T's stuff. Max D
Yeah.
wrote um, Chisel and Stone. Who's going to fill their shoes for George Jones? Um, help me out. I'm drawing a blank because there's so much. He wrote a bunch of George Jones songs. A lot of the Vern Gosdin hits that were out there. He did. This Ain't My First Rodeo. His dad, Max D. Barnes wrote.
And he
Um,
wrote some stuff for Keith Whitley too, 10
oh,
Feet
that's
Away.
right. 10 feet away. So there is, a lot of good music that you're going to hear of Max T. Barnes. And so that show's going to be great. But he knows all of the hot spots in Nashville. He's going to take you to the places that we're talking about. So he's going to show you where the traditional country music is. You're going to see everything that you want, you would want to see. If you're coming over from Ireland, make sure to uh to get in on this experience. I'm excited to see y'all because we loved our time that we've spent in Ireland. We're hoping to get to go back hopefully next year. So but we hope to get to see you, and very important. So oh yes, we definitely need to do a program on Skeeter Davis. She
Yes.
she God love her. She was a great entertainer. I loved Skeeter Davis. Got to see her quite a bit and spend some time with her at Fanfare. She was a great person. So I'm trying to figure out how to get this thing back off, but I can't. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm still. Haven't done a live in a while, so sometimes it's like trying to figure it out again. Come on down to Billy
Yep.
Bob's in Fort Worth. I want to do that. I want to go
Yes.
do that. I have not been to Billy Bob's since probably 1987, something like that. We I was on the road with a band called Bricky's Pass, and we played down there. So it's it's a great place, and that's what I told Jim. I said we just need to go spend a couple weeks in Texas because
Yeah,
we
there's
enjoy it.
there's been a lot of great live albums recorded there too. Josh Ward's album,
Hmm. Yeah,
Tracy Bird. I mean, Janie Fricky. She did a live album down there, and they're all very well mixed, very well produced. I
oh yeah,
mean, they sound great.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we definitely need to pick somebody to go see and make a trip to
yeah.
Billy Bob's.
Yeah, you might have. Yeah, and since you can
Hey,
meet
there we
James
go.
through there, that's what we
Yeah,
want to do. We will definitely do that. One of these days, we've got to get down there. We want to meet up with you anyway because we're
yeah,
we're huge fans of what you're doing, and I'm so
definitely.
thrilled that we can all work together like this. So, do you ever do a live of any kind? I mean, I know you release videos most of what you're doing, but uh, it's it's just a great thing that you do, and we appreciate you so much. So, um, well, I don't know. Do you have anything else, Jim? I think we pretty well. I've gone through everything I can think of at this point. There's always something going on.
Oh, there's
Uh,
always something going on.
yeah, but we're gonna keep pushing out this content. Keep giving us your suggestions. We're going to keep taking them because, there are so many people that uh, we could do stories on. And
Well,
honestly, I go ahead.
and we're going to start doing other things besides just individual people. We're going to be doing like venues like Studio B in Nashville,
Yeah.
the Ryman, the history of the Ryman,
Hmm.
the Opry House,
Yeah.
different things like that. And then we're going to dive into like musicians, not just singers, songwriters, but the musicians that provided that sound that gave those artists their signature
Yeah.
too.
Right. And we're going to get stories from them that you're not going to get from anybody else. So
Right.
it's one thing I like to do with these. I want to get something that's not regurgitated information from what everybody else has done. So,
Oh,
some
and
of it you have to. Sometimes it's hard to get some information, but my hope is that we're going to bring something that's new and fresh and entertaining pertaining to the the, the traditional country music
yeah,
artists.
and the clickbait, you will not find that on our channel.
No,
That's not what
no.
we're about. Mm,
I'm not here to tell trash stories. I'm not here to tell horror
no,
stories. We want to tell the truth. I'm not going to
right.
sugarcoat things either, but I feel like at the same time, you want to hear about their music for the most part. We all want to know a little bit about their personal lives. But I'm not going to do something to try to make you watch my videos, because I'm like you said, Jim. I mean, the whole clickbait thing, we watch it all the time, and I can't do that.
I mean, they get thousands and thousands of views, but
Yes.
that's junk. That's not what
Right.
we're about,
No. No. And at the same time, when
And
we put our
we're not going to do that to get subscribers and to get views and you
no.
know,
Well, I feel like we're trying to build a reputation. We're using people,
right,
we're getting a hold of people that we know, some people we know and we respect, and we don't want to ever do anything that's going to hurt that respect. Um, and
yes,
also we want to be able to meet new people, and we're going to have, the way I look at it, the more honest we are with things, and that we don't go for that kind of what Jim said, trash. We're gonna have better chances of getting interviews from the people that we want to talk to, and
yeah,
getting into the places that we want to get into.
right,
And so far, that is, it is proven to be correct. We give people what we do when we contact them and say, go look, see what we've done. And we've been very blessed to get some positive responses out of people, because they know that we're trying to, you know, to pay homage to these people that have started, um, that have created country music the way it has been for us, and for what we love to play and to hear. Um, so we're not going to do anything to jeopardize that. Everything we're
no,
going to do, and sometimes too. Um, I mean, there once in a while we'll get comments that aren't really very nice. I mean, not necessarily to us, but about, you know, I get it. Everybody, there are people that you're going to have a bad experience with, and that's okay. I'm just hoping that everybody keeps things, you know, clean and nice. We're monetized, and we want to try to, if there are really nasty comments out there, I won't keep them up. But so far, it's not been bad. A few things and people have the right to their opinion as well.
yeah.
So I understand that, but just, we just have to keep it as honest
Hey,
and as positive as we can. And
looky
there's
there.
and there
Kurt,
is our buddy Kurt Cook. Where have you been?
there's there's the ambassador of country music right there. About time you
Yes,
got here.
yeah.
We're almost done.
We were just bragging on your show,
Yeah.
talking about cars. So we're so glad to have our friends on here with us and supporting us. Make sure, if you're out there, even if you're not on with us as far as comment and stuff. Get out there and and tell people what we're doing. Uh, keep letting us know what you want to hear, and we plan on trying to put the content out. So you are he's mowing and weed eating as the ambassador of the yard. Well, I get that. We have to do that too, don't we?
Yes.
That's pretty awesome. I get it. Well, you tell Miss Angie we love her, and Greg, you tell Miss Sherry we love her. So that's but as always, we thank you guys so much for supporting us and being with us, and we're hoping that even when we don't get a big turnout on these lives, that hopefully people will go back and watch this later, and and see what we're doing, and hopefully that'll get us some viewers too. But stay tuned. We've got to go get some more content ready. So
Yeah.
we appreciate y'all. Stay tuned here in the next couple weeks. We'll have a brand new classic country backstories release for you. Keep letting us know what you want to hear. Make sure you comment. It's very important to subscribe. Please do that and try to get your friends to subscribe. Share to your friends. Also, before I forget, we also can be found on Facebook now. Classic Country Backstories has a Facebook page. So if you want to get on there, you can do that. And also, um, oh, you guys you're awesome. He's got to go eat. He's got to go eat that meatloaf. So we
I'm
love you
hungry.
too, buddy. Glad you're here with us in this all things country music. You have a good evening. Um, he says he's going to put in a plug on his channels, and we appreciate that so much. That is
Yeah.
great. Trying to get all these. There we go. We're so blessed to have good friends, but I think we're going to get off here. We've been on here for a little over an hour. I think we've talked about all of country music that we know. But Kurt Cook, it's all right. No worries, buddy.
Now
You can
you
go
just
back.
got to go back and watch a replay,
Yeah.
see what you missed.
See how goofy we looked on there. So
Yeah.
well, I think we're going to go ahead and end for this evening. You guys have a good evening. Thank you all so much. God bless you all. Take care. Like I always say later. See you later. Bye.
Bye bye.